Hi, and welcome to the fourth video of a 4-video series on working with the behavior tracker that I've created using Google Forms, Sheets, and Data Studio. So in the first two videos, it was the front end experience, how to interact with the different pieces of this as an end user. The third video was the back end, how to interact with the data tracker and the form on the back end side of things. And this video is going to be about interacting with the charts on the back end. And also what to do when you get this from me. So when you ask for this, it'll be in your shared with me folder. So when you click on shared with me, you will see a folder called behavior tracker shared. All right, and if you open that up, you'll see the tracker sheet and the charts. So the very first thing I would recommend you do is make a copy, which is just a right click, make a copy. And so here you can see that the copy of the behavior chart has popped in here. And I would create a new folder, and you can call it behavior or whatever you want to call it. Right? It's up to you, behavior tracker. School Y, because the other one is school X. Create. And I'm going to drag this into that, right? And then what I'm going to do is add this to my drive. So when I click on my drive, I'll be able to see this folder right here. And then I can control who it's shared with. So I can get rid of John Boniello here because John Boniello, me, who created this, doesn't need to have this. Right? I don't need to have the access to this sheet unless you want me to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove John Boniello, and I'm going to see that me, John Boniello, because my name is John, right? And I have another account, Lower Hudson BSES. I'm the owner now, right? Save changes. So my other account has no access to this now. And you can see that the little icon for sharing has gone away. If I click on shared with me, my other account still has access to this one, and in fact is the owner. I have no rights over ownership of this. Right? So you can see John Boniello at Gmail is the owner. And that is something that is hard to change if you are in a school domain. So if your school is a Google school and your Gmail accounts are linked to your school, I will not be able to change ownership of the original file that way. So the easiest way to just ensure that this happens is to make a copy, send it to another folder, and add that folder to your drive. So now you see behavior tracker school Y. Right? So now go back to shared with me and click on school charts, open that up. And this is how you have to do this. I tried it the other way and it says report not found. Right? It's not viewable. And it makes it really hard to do anything with this. So, before I do this, though, I am going to open up this one. Let me close that one again. And I'm going to change this to school Y instead of copy of, right? I'm going to change this to school Y. And you'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. Behavior data tracker. Okay, now I can close that out, go back to my behavior data tracker folder that's shared with me, not the one that I own. You could drag this into the one that you own as well, but it doesn't matter. So you're going to open this up. It's going to bring you to Data Studio. And you're going to see that's called School Y Charts, School X Charts, sorry. And that's fine. That's what the other one is called. And you're going to go over here to the right-hand side next to the edit button, and you're going to click make a copy of this report. And since I've never been here before in this account, it's just telling me all of the terms and conditions, and I don't want any emails about anything. Never contact me. These guys, you guys can, but these guys can never contact me. So make a report, make a copy of this report. Now, here's my original data source, right? School X behavior data tracker 4 charts. Now, I need to create a new data source. And what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to say create new data source. Now they give us samples, right? Sample data sources. We're not going to use those because that gives us nothing we want. So I'm going to create a new data source. And when I do that, I'm going to see this box pop up. And we are going to link to Google Sheets. So look in this first one where it says Google Connectors. And somewhere in here is going to be Google Sheets. On mine, it happens to be the bottom left corner. Yours may be top right corner or right in the middle. I don't know where it's going to be. But it's going to say Google Sheets. Press select. Authorize it to use it. And you're going to have to authorize it, the typical process. And now we're going to select the chart, the sheet that we want. All right. And so we are going to look at school-wide behavior data tracker. And we want the 4 charts. And we're going to press connect. And then it's going to pop up. It's going to tell us that we have pieces of data, right? And you see the green here. And so what green means is that it's counted as text, which is great. That's what we want all of these things to be counted as, is as text. I know that student IDs and grade levels are numbers, but if you made this numeric, you'd be able to do math with it, and you don't want to do math with it. There's no point in doing math with these kinds of things, right? Because you're not going to add up the grade levels. So we have 2 kids, 1 in 2nd grade and 1 in 7th grade. Now we have a total of 9 grades. That makes no sense. So we're going to leave that text. Now, it also affects the way that things are interacted in the sheets. And so we don't want to do that. But what we do want to do is we want something to count, right? So we need 2 things to count. And that is the problem behavior majors and the problem behavior minors. And so what I'm going to do is click on this 3 buttons right here, this 3 symbol right here. I'm going to press count. Just count. I'm going to click on the f of x, which is the function, and I'm going to change the name to major count. And then press update. Update down here. And then go back to all fields, and you'll see that now we have something called major count. Do the same thing for minor. And now we'll have something called minor count. When it's done loading, go back to all fields, and we have that done. Now, all of our fields are here, right? We're good. And we press Add to Report. And we press Create Report. Oh no, what happened? I know exactly what happened. So, here's what we're going to do first. We're going to go erase that. Call it School Y. Right? Because that's what we're calling everything. And now it's tedious. This is tedious, but it's necessary. It's a lot easier to do this than to set it up from scratch. So I'm going to show you how to do the tedious part of this. Right now we're looking at minors, right? So we're going to click on the first box, and you see here there's red, invalid metric. The location is fine. The invalid metric is that we don't have a way to count. So we're going to click on minor count. Minor count, minor count, and minor count. And what that will give us is the location, the weekday, the gender, and the ethnicity. If you want to change one of these, if you don't care about these things, either you can delete the whole table, that's fine, or you can come up here and change the dimension to anything you want. Now, I would recommend doing something with a limited number of data points, right? Like weekday gives you 5 data points. Time, it's possible to have, 35 times or whatever it is. There's only 2 genders or 3 genders or 4 genders, whatever you're putting in there. There's only a few ethnicities, but you don't want to do something like student ID because you'll have a list of, 1,000, let's say. So same thing over here, but this time you're going to click major because now we're looking at majors. It's very easy, but it's just tedious. And again, if you want to compare something different, if you don't want to look at gender or ethnicity, you change those. Simple enough. That's the front page. Front page easy. All the pages are easy, but the front page is particularly easy. Now, same thing for the rest of the pages. You're just going to switch everything to minor or major depending on the page that you're on. I have added in a filter here so that only minor behaviors get counted on the minor pages, because otherwise you'll see null, and that gets annoying, and it sends the counts in weird ways. So I added filters. And if you click on the filters, you will see the different filters that I've already added. Right, so those are things that I used for the different boxes. And once I click minor on all of these, you'll see the wrench goes away. All right, you get the point of that. Now the last one, which is the time and behavior charts, time and percentage charts, sorry. When I click minor on the percentage, that goes away, but the time one does not. And I think that's just because we don't have any data, because when we do add data, it does go away and data starts to be presented there. But you have to do it for all of them, and you cannot do more than one, right? So if I click on more than one, it doesn't even give me the option. I can only go and adjust the style, which is kind of annoying. Again, that's not including the word minor, right? So I can change the date range dimension, but I can't change the metric. So that kind of stinks. So that's what you have to do for this one. When I click back on SchoolX charts, you'll see that I've already done that. All right, so if I click on edit in SchoolX charts, all of that stuff is there. Minor's there, minor's there, minor's there. If I go to the majors, you'll see major is there and major is there. And so this is what you have to do. It's very annoying, it's very tedious, but in the end, it makes it so much easier to look at this stuff when you have it all set up. All right, that is how to do that part of it. Now, when I go back to my behavior tracker, if I go to my drive, I will see my school-wide charts. Here it is, school-wide behavior data. All right, school-wide charts. I'm going to take my school-wide charts and I'm going to drag it into my behavior tracker school-wide. So that when and I'll close both of these out so you know that I'm opening it brand new. When I open it brand new, there it is. Right, and now I can share it with people and only let them only let them view. Don't go making them editors, because then they can mess up all the charts. Only a couple people should have editing rights to this, and people that you know are comfortable with editing stuff like this. You can link. You are the owner now, right? I am not the owner anymore, which is important. Okay, so now I've shown you how to connect the charts to the behavior through the connectors in the charts app. That's Data Studio. If you need to go to it, you can just go to datastudio.google.com. So I'll type that in, datastudio.google.com. You can see that right there. All right. You log in under your Google account and it will bring you to your existing chart. So if I did that now, I'm on my alternate account. You can see I have the school Y, the school X, another thing called behavior charts that I created earlier, and the welcome. That's all I have, right? And so that's all that I have in there. Shared with me was this one thing. Owned by me is this one thing, right? And I can click on it and I can edit it. But everyone will probably get there through their drive. So click on your behavior data and there it is. And the third one in here would be your referral form. All right, I hope that helps. If you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help set this up.